Oh, sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
Turn things over to Bill Armstrong for a few words.
Well, thanks everybody today for coming. Really excited to see everybody here, and it's a big announcement for us. We're proud to announce that we've signed Nathan Smith to a 2-year entry-level contract. We were ecstatic about trading for him, more ecstatic about signing him, and now being able to put him in our lineup. As you can see, he's probably a little overwhelmed. He's had a lot go on in the last 48 hours. So one of the things that we loved about him when we acquired him was the year he had. He started out very strong for his team, made the Olympic team. From that point on, had a strong Olympics. He came back. He took charge and led his team all the way to the finals. It was very, very impressive. So as we've got to know him and move forward and watch him after we traded for him, we've even liked him more. And today you could see his ability on the power play in practice and what he can do. So we'd like to welcome him on board and bring up our jersey here. Hopefully we get your right size for you, huh? Right number.
All right. Nathan, I'll get to you in a second, but Bill, I wanted to lead off. Nathan's 23 years old, so I know that's kind of been a point of emphasis as of late, that he's a little bit older, a little more mature. Yeah. How can he start contributing right away? Is that what you're looking for now?
Well, I think where our team is, in the way that our team is built, obviously we've had a lot of draft picks last year, and we'll continue to have a lot this year. But there's a gaping hole for us with prospects, and where I think the opportunity for him is he can come right in our lineup and play and be a part of it. And he's going to come into our organization again in the summer, train, and obviously come in and try and make our club. But there's a gaping hole of prospects his age in our organization. So it was a great opportunity for him. We were ecstatic when he signed, and we've been thrilled to get him, and he's going to have a learning curve jumping into the lineup. You're going from college hockey, and all of a sudden you're in the NHL. There's a big learning curve for him, but the way that he's progressed over the years, he's going to take on that challenge, and be exciting times for him.
Bill, according to what I saw at practice lineup, line rushes and that, will Nathan play tomorrow night against Jersey?
He will. Yeah, that's the plan of attack.
All right. Nathan, I was looking at your numbers at Minnesota State. I used to call it Mankato State. I spent some of my youth up there on the Iron Range, but you more than this year, you more than doubled your goal output from your previous 2 years at Minnesota State. How did you do that? What clicked? Was it just maturing as a player?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say it's maturing as a player, and that was one of the reasons I went back for a third year, and I wanted to take on more of a leadership role and mature as a player and a person as well. And I wanted to improve my defensive game a little bit, and I did that. And I think I can give a lot of credit to my line mates, and I wouldn't have gotten those numbers without them as well.
And you've had quite the run this year, because you played at Minnesota State, you went to the Olympics, you went to the Frozen Four. Those are big time events. So from a development standpoint, a leadership standpoint, a maturation standpoint, probably more than anything, how did that help you get to today?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming, and like I said, I did go back for my third year to improve on all of those things. And at the beginning of the year, we wanted to go back to the Frozen Four, and last year it kind of stung us a little bit, losing in the Frozen Four, and that was the goal at the beginning of the year. And we kind of took every day as it came, and we made it back and took that next step to get to the national championship, and we just couldn't come through on that one.
Hi, Nate. Bob Heathouse, Coyotes Radio. Good to see you. Congratulations
Thank you.
on your season, your team's season, and now signing your first NHL contract. Just your thoughts. It's been quite a whirlwind for you, obviously. The emotional roller coaster of playing in the national championship game on Saturday and then traveling here and now signing your first NHL contract. What's going through your mind right now? And just congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like you said, it's been pretty quick turnaround. I mean, we lost, and then we were on the flight right back home, and the next day I was just kind of packing all my stuff, getting ready to go, and yeah, just getting here. I got in midnight, and now I'm at the rink already, practice, and everything's just coming at me pretty fast. But I'm really excited to be here. I'm excited for tomorrow and kind of to get everything going.
Obviously, you've had a great collegiate career, and for those who really didn't watch you play that much in college, just talk about your style of play and really what suits your style to jump into the NHL right now after your junior year.
Yeah, and again, I'll say I went back my third year to improve my defensive ability in 200-foot games. So I would say that that's something that I bring to the table, and it's definitely gotten a lot better over the past year or so. And then offensively, I mean, I like to play offense. Who doesn't really? But I'd say my passing ability, vision, I can shoot the puck as well, and probably don't shoot enough. But yeah, I'd say my offensive ability in 200-foot game.
You're the third Coyote born in the state of Florida. And coming from Tampa, just tell us about your path. I mean, I read about you, and you really excelled in the Tampa area, and then obviously went on to the USHL and then college. But tell us about your path coming from Tampa and now getting to the National Hockey League.
Yeah, I actually grew up playing roller hockey. I started when I was 6 years old, and I didn't get on ice skates until I was 11. So we kind of just traveled the country playing roller for 5 years, and one day I think we just all decided, like, as a group, we were just going to transfer over to ice, and that's what we did. We just made it happen, and it just started slow in rec league, and we just worked our way up to AA or to single A, and then AA, and then AAA eventually. And I think we actually won a AA national championship, and then I also won one at Mitchell High School too. So I played travel and high school at the same time, and then from there, 18U, I went to Cedar Rapids and then to Mankato.
Final question from me. You wore number 8 at Minnesota State. Obviously, pretty good player wearing number 8 here. How did you choose 13? What's the inspiration behind that?
Yeah, going to Cedar Rapids, I was like in the same position, like what number to wear, and I asked both my parents. I was like, what number should I wear? And my mom, her lucky number was 13, so I went with 13, and I wore 13 throughout my career at Cedar Rapids, and then when I got to Mankato, someone had chosen 13, so that's when I went with 8, and now we're back to 13. So that's kind of where it came from.
Great. I don't want to steal the show, but one for Bill.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nathan has had a lot of success, both individually and through his team growing up. So it's great, I would think, to bring another young player into this culture during this rebuild and get him in the mix. Just to talk about his success that he's had and the experience of winning and what that brings to this Coyotes team now.
Yeah, well, you talked about it a little bit about winning as a kid. I'm a big believer in that. It kind of follows you. You have to have that determination, and that's one of the things that came. We did our background checks on him. He's got a big time determination to win. And he can sometimes get a little bit frustrated, but that's a good thing because that's him wanting to win and make a difference. So we love that aspect about him, and the success he's had is because of his determination. You don't make it from roller hockey, all the way to here without having a little bit of fire and a little bit of determination. So that's one of the things we liked, and I think also too, center's hard to get. It's hard to play center in the National Hockey League. It's one of the hardest positions. But when you get a good centerman on your team, they make your team go. And for us, he's got a lot of the qualities that the top end centers have. He's got obviously, he's got some steep learning curve here very quickly, and he'll have to put on some strength and size in the summer to compete with the big boys. But he's got some of the qualities that are hard to teach, and you could see that come out in the power play today.
Great, thank you.
Hi, Bill. Patrick Brown with the Hockey Writers. Just one question for each of you, actually. Yeah. So when you made the deal back in March, was Nathan already on your radar. How did that kind of come up where you had the opportunity to acquire him, and ultimately was he flying on your radar well before that?
Yeah, he was. It's interesting because I was with St. Louis at the time, and you always go through the draft picks of other teams, and his name had come up. And then when we, went back and rebuilt our pro staff, his name came up again, and along with some of the amateur guys that kept running into him. So his name was on the board at the whole time, and we were just fortunate enough to acquire his rights. For us, it's a great opportunity. He's a great fit for us. We need centers, with his age and everything, and what he's accomplished. It's a nice fit for us as an organization, and like I said, we're excited about having him.
Thanks, Bill. Nate, just one question. Congratulations as well.
Thank you.
Have you had the opportunity to talk to anyone, family, friends, coaches, players, about what to expect tomorrow night, and has it set in that you're going to be playing in the NHL?
Hasn't really set in yet. Like I said, it's been a quick turnaround, so I haven't really had much time to kind of sit down and really think about anything. But yeah, I mean, I've talked to family, I've talked to friends, and just a lot of congrats going around right now and getting a lot of messages. So I'm really grateful to have those kind of people behind me and supporting me the whole time. And my family should be out here tomorrow, so that'll be pretty cool.
Nathan, one question for you, and then Bill. Drew Shaw from the Arizona Republic. Nathan, can you talk about kind of being here in Glendale, in Arizona, kind of settling in with the team, how that experience has been for you so far? So
far, so good. It's been quick. Just kind of, all these names coming at me. I'm trying to remember as many as I can. I'm not good with names to begin with, so I think that'll take me a little bit of time to remember them. But no, they've all been really welcoming, and everybody I've talked to is super nice. And I've never been to Arizona before at all, so the only thing I know about it is the weather's pretty good. So it's pretty similar to back home.
Awesome. And Bill, you talked about some of the qualities that you believe that
Yeah.
Nathan had in line with some of the top-end centers in the NHL. Can you talk about some of those qualities that you think he has, and then some of them that you're hoping he develops over time, like you talked
Yeah,
about?
I mean, the biggest thing that I probably love about his game is he can make something out of nothing. He actually did it in one of the games there. Probably it was in the semis where just walking out of the corner, he's able to beat someone with his hands, and he's got some instincts that you can't teach. In one of the goals he scored, one of the last games I watched, he found the net and all of a sudden the puck's there. He's got some really tricky instincts that can't be taught, and he can make a play, or he can score, he can play in the power play. Some of the things that he'll probably need to adjust is the speed of the game. It's a fast game out there. It's the #1 league in the world, and you're going to deal with a little bit of size that he hasn't seen before. So, that take a little bit of time for the game to slow down in his head. At the NHL level. First couple games you'll play on adrenaline, you'll be fine, but after that it'll get a little bit tougher. But he's got a lot of the qualities, and obviously you have to make some adjustments in the summer and continue to improve his game. And the last quality that I love about him is he's an improver. Everywhere he's gone, he's constantly gotten better. And he'll have his battles this summer, and we'll make sure that he remembers our strength trainer's name, and they become very tight. So.
So Nathan, congratulations. Have you talked to Andre yet, and what was that conversation like?
Andre.
Head coach?
Oh, I'm bad with names.
Bear.
Just briefly, just kind of introduced himself, and like I said, I'm bad with names. Yeah, so I just kind of met him. He just said congrats and welcome aboard.
And what does it mean for you to be, to join the Arizona Coyotes as they are rebuilding? Is that exciting for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the NHL, so I think it's the best league in the world, like he said, and so anytime I get to play in the NHL, and especially for Arizona, I'm super happy. And regardless if they're rebuilding or going for Stanley Cup, I almost said national championship, but Stanley Cup, I'm excited to be on the team.
Nathan, congrats on the new opportunity. We're all happy to have you here. I'm curious, how did it feel to be on the ice with the team? Did you feel like you belonged out there? Were you gelling with the team? Kind of walk us through how practice was for you today, and then I have one follow-up question.
Yeah, it was a good skate. It was, a lot shorter than I'm used to back in college. We usually go for about 50, 60 minutes, so it was pretty short, but it was good. I got to go over some video and kind of get the structure of forecheck and D zone stuff down, and still need to have some work with that. But you know, it was good and felt like we were gelling out there pretty good.
And you've obviously been in a lot of big spotlights throughout your career. Adjusting to the NHL level, do you think your mindset will change, or how will you approach taking the ice tomorrow night and moving forward, or does it stay the same for you?
Well, honestly, I don't even know what to expect, really. I have played on some pretty big stages recently, but I think this might be the biggest one. And yeah, I think as of right now, my mindset is probably just to go into it the same as always and try and control my nerves a little bit. I'm sure I'll be really nervous, but I'm really excited to take the ice tomorrow.
And we have one final question for Bob.
Just I wanted to talk about today. I practiced saw you on the line with Matthias Michelli, fellow rookie, I should say, and the veteran Andrew Ladd. Now, you may not know their names yet, but Ladd, of course, is 5 games away from 1,000. So what can you learn from a veteran like that playing on the same line with him and as you get indoctrinated in the NHL?
Yeah, I actually do know their names, because, well, they are on my line, and just from watching Andrew Ladd just over the years. And I actually played against Michelli when he was in Dubuque in the USHL, so we talked about that a little bit. But as far as learning, I'm really just trying to be a sponge, honestly. Like you said, he's 5 games away from 1,000, and he's been around. So he's got some experience, and I just, you know, anytime I have a question, I'll probably just ask him, and I'll probably lean on him a little bit to kind of show me the ropes around.
Great. And Nathan, what's your mom's
Thank you.
name?
Kelly,
Kelly, how about your dad?
Eric,
Are brothers and sisters?
my sister, Haley.
Haley, okay. And they're all going to be here?
Yep, my grandma as well. I don't know if
The
Yeah.
whole family.
Jerry.
Okay, Jared. Awesome.
And I was going to mention
Yep.
on the broadcast, just
Yeah.
in case you were wondering.
Oh, okay,
Details. Details.
that's fine.
Give them a little time.
I think that wraps up, everyone. Thank you for coming. If you want a one-on-one with Bill or Nate, we can do that in the hallway. But congrats, Nate.